Alrighty, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Uh, this is going to be a nice little Saturday stream. I hope you all had a good Independence Day yesterday. I've looked at the stats. Most of you guys are from the US, so hope you guys had a good Independence Day yesterday. Now, last time on Midnight Terminal Z, we were doing fantastic. We were at 250. We were on a oof. After we were on a roll, guys, and then an event happened. A stop loss triggered, and we got kicked out of heaven and sent back to Earth. We weren't even sent back to Earth. We were sent to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Maybe not so low. So we were at 260-ish and we got back to 57. 25%, 15% of our profit, of our highest profit. I've thought about just resetting it back to 100, but I'm not gonna do that. What am I gonna do? I'm going to continue from 57. Now, if I experience another loss, another setback, and I'm at $5, then yeah, sure, maybe I'll go back to 100, but 57 is not too far from 100. And if I can go from 100 to 200, from 100 to 250, I've done 100 to 1,000 before. If I can do it 3 times already, from 100 to 200, why can't I do 50 to 100? Why not? Um, so yeah, I decided let's continue from where we left off, which is why this is called session 8 and not right 57 to 100 session 1. It's called session 8 because this is a continuation of the 100 to 1000 challenge. We got set back, but now we're going to continue. Uh, and this is a fantastic opportunity to continue testing our strategy, refining it. Okay, I'll stop talking. So yeah, now the astute person will notice that this is not the balance that I left off at. I left off at like 57.40. This is because I was doing some testing with the application. I was developing something. I had to fix a bug earlier before yesterday or yesterday morning. So I had to throw in a few test trades to make sure that the app worked as expected. Be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. We are at the 7 minute mark. I'm still going to follow my save strategy. So, last time, the issue was, or I felt, whoa, it's almost like this strike price is now a support line, a support beam, support band. Let me lower the music actually. So this I can close. Can you believe that this gentleman, White Bat Audio, all his music is royalty free, so anybody could just stream it. The songs are so good. This guy is really talented. As I was saying, it almost seems like this strike is a support band right here, right? Look at that. It was tested. So this must be okay, let's see. We This is the 53. So over here. It, this support beam has been tested multiple times. So it almost makes me want to it almost makes me want to go all in because it looks like it's a very like okay, I'm gonna go all in, guys. Place order. I'm going to go all in. I will get filled and I'm going to go in at so I'm actually going to set a oh shoot. Okay. I almost forgot how to use my own application, guys. 57. So, so okay. So as you can see, a oh my God, this is not a great way to start the stream. Not with a loss, but it's okay. It's we're learning, and it's only $57. So right over here, a bullish candlestick, a bearish candlestick started to form, but it didn't. Now it's gone back to bullish. So now we can see a trend over here, an upwards trend, which is why I felt okay going in at that mark, at the 90 cent mark. And I set a stop loss very low at 75 because I anticipated something like this, right? Because we're still rel for 3 minutes away from the we're we're 3 minutes away from the expiration time. The market, you know, they still feel comfortable um, being flexible with their orders, right? Whereas once we get closer and closer to event time expiration, the market will settle on a price. And that's when you'll see 97, 98, 99. And you will rarely see it drop below that once we get close to event expiration. So over here, we're seeing some, let's see, I want, okay. So now we're seeing a bearish candlestick form. So we're seeing that the traders are getting a little restless. I'll still leave my stop loss at 75 just because seeing there's still a little bit of bearish movement. Let's see what happens. If we get close, I'm not expecting it to go through the strike price, but it can. That's a risk that we have to take. And okay, so it's a little bit of a we're very close. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the wow, that's a massive squeeze. Very nice. That was a little volatile actually. I've rarely seen that happen between the 2 to the 3 minute mark where notice how we got the the bid ask spread got very well, I'm not sure what to call it because the bid ask spread is more of like oh um the I wonder what this is called actually. But the best bid, right, it got very close to the 75 cent mark, which right makes me really happy that I set the stop loss at 75 cents. I would have been it would have been a bummer. Usually I set it at 85, 80. Um, so I'm glad that we settled the that we set the stop loss at 75 cents. But usually at the 2 to 3 minute mark, I've never seen the price drop to 80. That's a very rare. Might indicate that market is pretty volatile right now. Sometimes I've been thinking about creating a new stop loss where we sell out of our position once the event crosses a price mm, instead of triggering the stop loss based on the order book. The issue with that is that when you get taken out of the market, right? When you sell your position, if let's say for example we did that, you are going to be filled at pretty bad prices because by the time the market hits this line, bid is going to be the best ask is going to be really bad. It's going to be against you really bad. So you will end up only getting back maybe 20 or 15% of your total profit. However, maybe there is somebody that would be okay doing that. There's so much that I want to do with this application, but the time is not there. I have a full-time job. I have a family. I don't have family. I don't have kids, but I have siblings. I have a partner, and I can't just as much as I would like to. I can't dedicate all my time to this. Right now, my day is pretty much over, so I'm just doing my thing. So let's go ahead and analyze the previous event. So actually, I can probably let me go ahead and go here and pull it up. I'm pulling up the live stream right now, guys, so that we can discuss it. Uh, I can't. Am I not audible? I can't hear myself in the video. I'm pulling up the live. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm good. So let's go ahead and let's go back to. Oh, first I need to update. 1 second, guys. So we just made $5.01. Not too shabby, guys. $5.01. Nice. So let's go back to the stream. No, why are you playing? Um, yeah. So over, where was it? So over here, I go in, right? I go in around the. When the heck did I go in? Wow. So I went in at the 4 minute and 45 second mark. I went in because I saw an uptrend. Yes, sir. This is the 15-minute market. I'm using my own terminal, but it's here. Let me exit out of this one. So this is the 15-minute market. I'm just using my own terminal. So right now we just participated in an event, and I'm reviewing what happened because it was a little volatile. I'm trying to see if there's something we can learn from it. So I go in at the 4 minute and 45 second mark, which is very unusual for me. I usually go in around the 3 minute mark, uh, minimum. That's my limit. I is either 3 minute mark or below. But I went in at the 5 minute mark because I saw an uptrend. I saw it did feel like this strike price was a very strong support band, right? Because it was tested multiple times, right? One, two, three, four, and then five. So I go in at the 4 minute and 45 second mark. I set a stop loss at 75. So over here, what happened was in the previous version of the app, there was another way to enter a stop loss, which was through an entry thing, and I forgot that I had removed it because it was a little bit unnecessary. So I go over here to the 75 cent price and I enter the amount of contracts that I had uh, in the total amount of positions that I had, which was 57. So I set a stop loss at 75, and then I continue. But then it started to get a little volatile. As soon as I went in, a bearish candlestick started to form. And as we continue, right, the market was a little bit shifty. But then you see that a really big candle started to form over here. Right, look at this candlestick. It starts to form and it's at the almost 3 minute mark. 3 minute 15 seconds. Right market and then look at where it goes. We're at the bid ask. The best bid is around 90. And then look at this over here, guys. This is really scary. This rarely happens at the 2 minute mark where the market they're anticipating that the Bitcoin price is going to go to the other side, right? 80 at the 2 minute and 30 second mark is um the best bid being at 80 at the 2 minutes and 30 second marks is really rare. When I think about all the events that I've participated in, it's not common at all. Um, but nothing, right? So I was very grateful that I had set my stop loss at 75. Usually I set it at 85, 87, 88, so it would have gotten triggered and I would have lost maybe $10. If I had set it at say 85, slippage would have brought it to around 82, 81. So let's see. So that's about 16. What is it? 18% of my. So we can say 20%. So that's about $10. I would have lost about $10 to $12, which is much better than losing had the price really crossed over. But the point being is that I set a very liberal stop loss, and I'm glad I did. So thankfully, the price stayed hovering above around 80, 79, and then the Bitcoin price just shot back up. and then we won. So good way to start the stream with a nice win. According to Kalshi, that was 8%, almost 9% of my balance. So that's pretty good because um, if we get filled at 99.1 cents, uh, which is the price I get filled at usually, that means that it's going to take me about, yeah guys, this is going to be fun. It's going to take me about 10, 20, maybe like 25 to 30 events because I'm going to be getting 50 cents, 60 cents. That's how much I'll be winning every event. Um, if I go all in. So that's about maybe 20, 30 events. But this right here, so right now I just knocked out about 10 events in one shot. So, right, very volatile, very risky, but it paid off. Okay, so let's go ahead and get ready for the next event. So we'll enter our price, $62.60. The the amount of money that we want to put in. I want to put in everything. So $62.06. 99.1. I don't want to when I go in, I don't want to be filled at a price greater than 99.1. So, what can we see over here? Strike price 63663. Candle average a little volatile. 67 is pretty volatile actually. Um, Difference between the strike price and Bitcoin. About 100 expected, and it's pretty volatile. Okay, so we're at the 4 minute mark. This time I'm not going to go in. I don't have any kind of confirmation that the Bitcoin price is going to stay above the strike price. Uh, there's nothing to confirm it, right? This is when the event started. Now, yes, the price trended upwards. Now it's in a sideways movement. The price is going sideways, but the candlesticks are getting matter. The candlesticks are getting smaller. It's like it's being funneled. I'm not sure what technical analysis has to say about that. Isn't that a flag pattern when that happens? It's called a bullish flag, I think it's called or something. I need to um I need to brush up on my technical analysis. But 2 minutes. No, let's get ready to go in. Okay. Prices. Okay, yeah. Let's wait. I'm waiting for the 3 minute mark. 3 minutes until event expiration. Um, the sellers are pushing the price down. Okay. I want to receive one more tick of confirmation. Okay, let's go in. We might not get filled. My order is in right here, but I don't think the market is going to. I don't think I'll get filled in this one. No. Yeah, these volatile markets are really. So by volatile, I mean whenever the candlestick average is around 50, above 50. Whenever the candlestick average is less than 50, the market it kind of takes its time to settle in a position. Whereas whenever the volatility is high, above 50-ish, um, people are a little bit more risky when it comes to going in. So by the time my strategy says that I should go in, I usually don't get filled. But it's okay, I can't get too greedy. We've had that win, so so that's okay. We'll wait for the next one. Yeah, the people that wrote it. Oh yeah, that was such a rough event. This is the one that I lost. So these guys are happy. FIFA World Cup winner begins in 13 days. Who do people think is going to win? What the title should say 15-minute Bitcoin actually. Let me go ahead and change the title to that, just so people know what it is that I'm streaming, because they might think I'm doing the 1 hour Bitcoin, which I do not do. So we go to content, live, and then we go to here. This is 15 min, and then we can save. Nice. Now it's updated. So we didn't get filled in that previous event. Good for us though. Look at this over here. Price has let's hit 5 minutes. So this is a new high, so it could be that this is a and I see that the price is dropping right now, so it could very well be that this is a bad this might turn into a resistance band. So let's switch to my 15 seconds time frame. And what's going on here? What was that noise? My smoke alarm is beeping. Which one is it? Give me a second, guys. All right, gentlemen, and ladies, I'm back. I'm a little bit confused. I might need a new smoke alarm because I just swapped the battery out last week and now it's beeping again. So, yeah, let's. So in a minute, the price dropped. Okay, do. Let's go ahead and enter in our balance. We want $62.06 to go into this event. We don't want to get filled at a price higher than 99.1. We are seeing a A downwards trend, bearish behavior. Okay, the bulls are pushing the price up. Hmm. Ooh, okay, very nice. Okay, okay. Um, I'm going to go in over here. Now, I'm going to set a very low stop loss at 60 because we are 5 minutes away. This is really far, guys. And I don't want to, so let's go ahead and how many? We got 62. Right. Wow. That's the issue. I don't like to go in. Right, I've said it so many times. Now look at that, right? As soon as I go in, oh, what happens? The candlestick is now going back up. The price is going back up. But no, that's the logical side of me talking. Um, Listen, the movement is going in our favor. If the price all of a sudden just shoots all the way back up, well, then our stop loss gets triggered and we continue trading. What can we do? But, but I like that I went in. I support it because A, this is clearly some kind of support band over here. I'm sorry. This is a resistance band over here. The price went sideways for a bit and then dropped. The price has not, so it's hard to see, but right, let's say we go to the 5 minute time frame. See, the price hasn't really gone past this at all. Let's choose 15 minutes. Okay, we're fetching those candlesticks. Yep. Okay, so when was this? This was June 22nd of June was the last time. 23rd of June was the last time Bitcoin was above this price. So support band right here, resistance band right here, I think. Let's switch back to 15 seconds. Um, okay, now we're seeing a little bit of sideways action. 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. It would be a little bit improbable for the price to shoot back up. So we might be okay here. Oh, I'm sorry guys, I wasn't even paying attention to the market. So let's see, how much did we make there? So okay, so now we're at 634. Um, we made $1.33, so no, not too bad. Let's go ahead and add this here. Properties, right there. You know, this is we're doing really well actually. I'm very pleased. Well, the candle average has dropped to $41 a minute, which is good because that means that slowly but surely the market is getting less volatile. Additionally, we're seeing that um, sometimes I wonder how this happens. If this is the strike price, but if this is where the BRTI price was when the market got to this point, then how did it get up here? Is this right? 63,657. This is right. Okay. So, I don't know. I don't know. Only Kalshi knows how they do things. Uh, so we're seeing a bit of a sideways pattern. Once again, we have this flag shaped. Let me pull up. I just want to look at the image, guys. Let me just. Oh, that's shopping. Okay, show me that. Okay, so right here. La 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 la. We're seeing something like this maybe. Let's see. Definitely no. It's just. I mean, they're both sides are kind of compressing into each other. Okay, maybe I don't know. Okay, let's continue. Let's pay attention. 2 minutes to wow. Why is the whoa? This is a great market to go in on. 0.39. So we're seeing okay. It was a great market to go on before the price shot up here because it was going sideways. We were pretty far from the strike price. It looked very predictable, but now it's being very unpredictable because now the price is going up. So uh, let's um let's stand by for now. Yep. Oh, I'm glad I didn't do it. Oh my God, thank the Lord. Oh, nice. Dropped. Um. Oh, wow, what a squeeze. Yeah, okay. Bullish behavior, very good. Let's switch to the yes side. Oh, cool. Oh my God. This is rough. Okay, no. Okay, it's going back up. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's going to be a sideways pattern over here. So, I like to see... Okay, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. If we receive... Okay, no, it's... No. Okay. Oof. Oh my God, what is this, guys? What is this? I can't go in on this. I was ready to go into right here. Yes. Let's see. This is really Okay, okay. I needed to go a little bit higher. Right. Okay, there we go. Okay. That does seem pretty good. Like, maybe a little bit confirmation. One more? One more? Oh no, no, it's going. Oh man, guys, what the hell is this event? Okay, market is being okay. Projected BRTI. Uh, it's saying that. Yeah, guys, what the hell? It's going in the no side. I'm not going in on this one. This is way too risky. So no one. Yeah, that was. I hate events like that. And you guys saw that there were three potential. Oof. Mm. There were about two or three times where had I received one more confirmation, uh, candle, I would have went in, but it didn't come. So I'm glad we stood back. Um, yeah. All right. Let me get some water. Hello, sir. Michael, can I please get access to the program you built for stop loss? Uh, if you mean Midnight Terminal, absolutely. So what you want to do is just go to midnightterminal.com. So let me pull up the site for you. There. So midnightterminal.com. And then over here you want to select either start 7-day trial. Sorry, excuse me. You can't see what I'm showing you. Oh, it's because, okay, it's fine. Give me a second, please. Midnightterminal.com. And what you want to do is you want to go to right here, Midnight Terminal Pro. And right now we are talking about getting access to the stop loss. So you select Midnight Terminal Pro. You have to enter your email and you have to sign up for a 7-day trial. However, as soon as you sign up, um, you can if you just if you're scared of getting charged, you can immediately cancel, and you will still get the 7-day trials. But you come in here, you enter your Kalshi API keys. So let me hide my screen because I need to enter my password. Give me a second. So you see it's initiating, and as soon as you enter your keys, you'll be able to get access to the order book, and you can place stop losses by going to the price, right? And then just setting a stop loss. So buy stop, well, that's right, buy stop. But if you want to set a stop loss, you come here and you set it. Or if you place an order and you get filled, you can select these pill buttons, and they have default stop loss at every 5-second increment from starting from 95. And you can create custom stop losses by going here, advanced stop losses, and you can define the quick stop losses. But really, to answer your question, that's how you get here. Uh, yeah. Let me know if you have any other questions. I know I said a lot, but midnightterminal.com, sign up for an account, sign up for the 7-day trial, and then you get access to the stop losses. So let me get out of here and go back to this one. So I don't have an Instagram account for the app. So let me get you that link, and you can join the Discord, and there are already some users there that ask questions, and that's probably the best place to ask me questions. So let me go ahead here, and I'll copy the link, and I'll set it in the chat. And of course I just got rid of the chat, so refresh, and then I'll pause this, and I'll paste Discord. Try pasting that into your URL, and that should let you join my Discord. And if you have any other questions, you can ask there. There are also other users over there. Today they were discussing strategies. It's a pretty cool server. Let me know if you have any other questions. Okay, I see you've joined. Are you an anonymous trader? Okay, so 6 minutes left until. Oh, okay, well, welcome. Let me wave hi to you. Bear with me a second, guys. Hey guys, I'm back. Apologies, I had to take a call. So, um, Michael Rice dash M2M. So for example, I can buy in at 60% and set the sell to be at 90% and stop loss at 57%. You know, that is a fantastic question. And the answer, unfortunately, right now is no. You can set a stop loss, but for you to get out, you're going to have to set that manually yourself. Um, you're going to have to manually sell your positions at 90. However, that is a great okay, I'm sorry. Give me a second. That is a great suggestion. I never really thought about that actually. I have buy stop, but a buy stop is buy when the market reaches a certain price. Let me set that up actually. Let's say I want to buy stop at. What happens if I do out of curiosity, just for this event, 63. Because I set this up a long time ago, guys, a very long time ago. So let's see what happens. I don't. I'm pretty sure it should buy us. Uh, it should buy us 60 shares at 99. Yeah, that's actually a really good question because I'm sure a lot of users would like. Let's say for example they go in at 70. They would like to go in at they would like to go out at 99 because they might not want to wait for the event to conclude, right? If maybe they're fine getting out at 99. That's actually a really good suggestion, and you might actually see. Oh, okay, what the hell? You might actually see that feature uh, integrated here down the line. So I'm hoping. So a buy stop should buy us in at 99 cents. If there's an error, then that means that it is a sell stop. But I set this logic up so long ago, like 3 months ago, I forgot exactly what I was thinking at that time. But that is how it should work. We should buy at 99 cents. But I will tell you if it's a sell order at 99. I'll let you know. Yeah, yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate those words. I initially had a very rough draft of the. Let me. Okay. Okay. Now we might go in. Waiting for. Okay, it's getting closer to 99. Will it and okay. Hmm. No, it didn't happen. Interesting. So we've just discovered a bug in the program. It should have bought into our position, but it didn't. So it's yep, it didn't. Okay, let's remove this. Let's let's see if we get filled. We probably won't. But yes, thank you for those words. So initially, I created a tool for myself, but then I said maybe other people would be interested in it. So I went ahead and I kind of cleaned it up, and then I pushed it out, and surprisingly, some people you guys are interested in it. So I continued developing features for it. So that's a bug. That should have worked. Submitted by, but it didn't get filled. That's okay. I wonder why it didn't work. Of course, I'll show you right now. So if you go here, bear with me a second. So I won't show you the entire process because it'll show some personal information. But if you go here and then you go to manage subscription, it's going to show you your information. It's going to show you your email. When your trial is going to be converted into an active membership, and then there's going to be a manage subscription button where you can unsubscribe. You're going to select that. It's going to take you to Stripe, and then on Stripe, you can cancel your membership. That's how you do it. So the event is over. Mm-mm. Let me know if you have any issues doing this. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. Please let me know if right, you gave a great suggestion. Let me know if you have any issues. Some users were reporting that they had to refresh their page after some time because the app would throw an error, but I haven't been able to replicate that. But yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. Just ping it in the Discord. That is insane. 414,000 orders at 99, and it dropped to what? That is an insane amount of orders. Is that because we're? What if we go here to yes? Oh yeah, that's because okay. It's okay. So I just started on Bitcoin trading last week. I was up 400 and lost it all. I'm trying to find as many ways on how to get an advantage, and this absolutely yeah. So look, I think it's kind of a ritual or it, where we discover Kalshi, we make profit, right, and then we lose it all. That's kind of like it's just a ritual. I I've throughout all the live streams I've done, I've talked to people, and usually I think it's beginner's luck that we get to 400, but that we make profit. But yeah, right. What I would say is take your time, right? So there the I always say the trading has been here in our society for forever, and it's going to stay forever. There is no rush. Find a strategy that works for you. If my terminal helps you with your strategy, if it helps you make profit, great. But just take your time. Don't rush it because, for example, I'm the reason I'm doing this challenge is not just to make money because going from imagine like flat betting, $63, that's boring, but what that's doing is it's helping me learn from my mistakes, right? I made a mistake last stream where I went from 250 to $57. Now I would never make that mistake again, and I'm glad I made it now instead of when I had instead of say for example I had bet $10,000 and I had lost right 80% of that. That would have been hard. So yeah, we're all new to this. I was new. I joined. I started at the beginning of the year. Um, but yeah, take your time, find a strategy that works for you, and I hope you know. I hope you can profit a lot. I hope you profit good money off of this. I wish you luck. What kind of strategy, out of curiosity, when you were up $400, what kind of strategy were you using? When I first started this, I I had this crazy idea in my head where I said if time to expiration was less than 5 minutes and a side was greater than 90 cents, go all in on it. And in about an hour, I made $100. But then uh, in the following event, I lost all $200. So that's why I say it's like a ritual. I feel where we're like, oh my God, it's so easy to make money, and then it just gets taken away from us. That was my first. That was my kind of just using. Yeah, yeah. It's okay. Um, I mean, you never know. Maybe that strategy, that's pretty good that you made 400. Maybe there's just one thing that you need to account for. You know. I think the best thing about trading in general is just that you can do it anywhere. So if once we get good enough to where we're making consistent profit, we could go to the middle of nowhere and still make money, which to me is so attractive. Once I have I get married and I have kids, I would love nothing more than to just, for example, say I find a strategy that works in the 15-minute market that consistently makes me money. That means that I can just work from home while being with my kids. Like, what could be better than that, really? Yo, man, it's kind of similar, but just flip out one time was lower. Yeah, so actually that is a really good strategy. Because yeah, that's actually a really good strategy, and it's one that I would love to explore. Um, but I still don't know how to approach it because, right, say for example, so you said 7%. That's pretty good because if you have $100 and you buy, say, 100 contracts at 7 cents, so that's $7. However, if the market flips, you just made $700 off of $7, which is really good. But you just gotta know when the market is going to flip. So that's actually a pretty good right. I understand you said you weren't looking at the charts, but right, if you were to figure out a consistent way of knowing when or when there's a high probability that the Bitcoin price might flip, right, you could that's a great strategy. And it's also right, and you don't have to wait for it to get to go from 7 to 99. You could, what about, uh, like you said, at least from 7 to 20, 7 cents to 20 cents. You just made almost triple of what you put in. Okay, so 5 minute mark. Minute, okay, for a minute. hmm So the trend appears to be going downwards. Bounce one, two, do, 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 do. Okay. I'm definitely going to fix that. I don't know why buy stop didn't work. That should have worked. Because now, okay, let me concentrate on this too. Uh, no, it's too risky. Okay, okay. Oh no, it's going. hmm hmm Let's go in. Let's set a stop loss at 88. Uh, okay, nice. We're seeing a downwards trend over here. Okay, we can go in at 91. Let's remove 88. Yeah, we won this one. But uh, this is the bad part about this challenge, about getting to 63 dollars. Uh, we probably made about, I don't know, like 57 cents maybe. 50 cents. Okay. All right. Yeah. This is. It's okay. Like I said, we have to think about, yeah, 57 cents. Okay. So let's add that to our how much is that? $6.90. I just think of a person going into the stream, right? Not knowing what it is that I'm doing, and they're just asking themselves, is this guy really risking $63 to make 57 cents? And the answer is yes, I am. Yeah, yeah. So are you referring to what I just said about risking $63 to make 57 cents? Yeah, it is a little crazy, but yeah, yeah, exactly. So um yeah, so um just as a recap of what I'm doing is so I have this strategy. It's a very safe strategy. So this strategy gives me back around 1% of what I put in. However, it's a very safe strategy. Um, so the the mentality is that if with my strategy I can make it from $100 to $1,000, right? Then that means that if I were to take the $1,000 and bet it every event, that'll mean that I'll make $10 back every event because that is 1% of $1,000. So that means that's about $40 an hour. Um, if let's say I get filled, um, if I get filled every event, $40 an hour, and if I'm right streaming for 8 hours, that's 8, 16, 24, $320 and daily, right? And if you multiply that by let's say I do it for 5 days every week, right? Like it actually becomes something a little bit meaningful. So that's why I'm kind of doing this because I want to ramp up. So once I get to 1,000, my strategy will be so good. I would have learned from going from 100 to 1,000 that I'll be less likely to lose $1,000 because I actually did go from 100 to 1,000 before. And what I would do, like I actually did that before, and now I'm doing it again. Um, Now the first time I feel like while my strategy was mostly the same, there was also a bit of beginner's luck going on. Um, but now I'm doing it again to learn from my mistakes. Just like I did when in the last live stream I went from 260 to 57. Nah. So yeah, you know, How long did it take? It took about to go from 100 to 1,000. Let's see. Give me a second. We will see right now. Because while I don't have the videos, I didn't record myself live streaming it because I would often do this while I was doing other things. Whereas when I'm streaming, I do like to be active on the stream. So let me tell you exactly how long it took me. It didn't take me too long. I think about 2 weeks. So if you were to go to my channel right now, you see, let me make sure that you're able to see this. Yes. So you see, this was on April 28th. Uh, See, I live streamed going from 100 to $200, but then I stopped streaming afterwards because uh, it just took too much time. It was too much time consuming, and I didn't want to stream everything. Right, like I said, I was doing other things along the way. Well, when I would do this, right? So I started on April 28th. I got to 300, and then you see 2 days later I got to 400. 2 days later, I got to 500. The same day, I got to 600. The next day, I got to 700. The same day, I got to 800. The next day, I got to 900. So it took about a week, actually. Wow. But it's going to take longer this time. Because right now, I could just put this at 100. And I will tell you, it'll take me maybe a week. But I'm live streaming. And I'm also working a lot on my Midnight Terminal application, whereas before uh, I really wasn't. So it might take me 2 to 3 weeks to get there. Yeah, it was pretty crazy actually. See, so if you go over here, it was really crazy. Um, and then I will give like a summary of how I got there. And I do have videos saved on my other computer, but I don't want to go through them. I didn't record everything. I recorded some of them. Yeah, it was. I can't believe it to be honest. But remember, if you look at this one took 8 hours and 30 minutes. This one took 11 hours. This is 6 hours, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. Then this one took. So what did it say? Unfortunately, I was on track. I remember this. At around 2 hours, but I made two mistakes. That led to sub. In four reaches, these trades were where this was not a. Oh, I never put how long it took me. I think it took me around 5 hours. But right, then 3 hours, and this one was 5.5. So it took a lot of time, right? So the beginning is the worst part. From 100 to 200 took about 8.5 hours. Then from 300 to 200. Oh wait, let me see. So from one, so 100 to 200 took this 12 hours. Yeah. So the beginning is the slow part, but then afterwards it gets really fast. So I would, yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. So let's see. Maybe it's July 5th. Maybe by the end of the month, if all goes well. And this was pretty bad because I neglected a lot of things. I I would not neglect it, but I would wake up and I'll just be. I mean, there's a reason why, for example, in 2 days I was able to go from 300 to 400, and I put it only took me 11 hours. It's I was doing this really really I was addicted to it. Okay. Yes, 63.95. Um, so we have 5 minutes left. Trend appears to be going upwards. Okay, so overall, trend appears to be going upwards. Candle average is a little volatile at 64, so I'm expecting the market to settle in on a position early, maybe at the 3 or 4 minute mark, ETA, uh, time to expiry. So let's see if I can go in with them. Mhm. Of course, I'll show you right now. So let me try to go. I'll go in here. Um, okay, so the price is dropping. Let me see if this candle turns green. Just confirmation. Uh, okay. Okay, so I just got filled. So there are a few things you can do. So the the first way is once you go in, right? I'm going to set a stop loss at say 90. Actually no, I'm going to set it at 85. So you go here, sell stop, and then you enter the amount of contracts that you want to set the stop loss at. So I will set it at 64 because um, that's the amount of contracts that are in right now for me. And you just set a stop loss. You can see it over here. There's also an indicator over here that shows you how many stop losses you have active. So you can select this yellow indicator and you can remove all your stop losses if you have multiple ones, or you can just remove a single one. Additionally, you have these two pill buttons over here that show you the amount of contracts that you have on a particular side. So if you select it, it also lets you set a quick stop loss. So instead of you having to go down here, for example, if I want to go in at the 90 cent mark, I just hit OK, and immediately it sets a stop loss at the 90 cent mark, and it uses all of the contracts um, that I have in the market at the current time. So what is going on here? This is a bearish candle that just started to form. I'll leave it at 90. I mean, oh wow. I'm very surprised. The market is not is standing on the yes side winning. So right, 90 cents. Now let's say for example I want to go in at 92. Um, I can go in 92, set a stop loss. I have 64, and then right over here I can, if I want to remove my previous stop losses, I can go here and I can remove it. So right now I'm going to remove the 85-cent stop loss, or I can also just select the X button over here and it removed it. So now I only have one stop loss active, and that's it really. So this goes back to um, right before when I was doing this challenge. I didn't at this time. I had released my application to the public, but barely anybody knew about it because I hadn't uploaded any YouTube videos. So, and because nobody was using my application, I didn't have to focus so much on updating it. But for example, now I know that this buy stop is it's not working right now for some reason. So now so time that I could have spent trading, I have to spend fixing this. So right it just goes back to time, not just me having to wisely pick what I spend my time on. But yeah, guys, we just won. We just made some money. Let's see. Let me copy this. Let me update our profit tracker. So we're up, which is great. Very nice. Do 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 do. And how much money did we make there? We made 56 cents. Nice. I'm so sorry, bro. It's okay. It's okay. Um, Unfortunately, how can I? Here, I'll go in for you. So let me purchase one contract at 75 cents, and hopefully this contract makes me money. So, um, place the order. So right there, I just got filled. So say for example, I just got filled. I have one contract on the yes side. So if I want to set a stop loss, right? I had a stop loss at if I want to set a stop loss at say 53, you will come here, you will select sell stop, and then you will enter the amount of contracts that you want to set the stop loss. So I only have one contract, so I'll just do one, and then you'll see it right there. And if you want to remove it, you can select X. And but if you want to leave it like that, you just leave it. And when the best bid gets below your stop loss price, a market order will be submitted. One contract, not exactly, right? So for example, I went in at oh, one contract. See, I went in at 63. If you win, you will get $1 back, and I would make 37. That's a how do I explain this? One contract is just how many contracts you went in on. I'm not sure how to explain it. But for example, maybe in Kalshi you're submitting like dollar amounts. So let's go here. So I'm guessing when you come to Kalshi, right? You probably have it something like this. You hit dollars. You're like, I want to bet $50, and then you do review buy, and then you go in. Am I correct? Okay. So, uh, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm not a very good teacher, to be honest, when it comes, I'm not sure how to explain to you, the different types of. So basically, Kalshi provides you multiple ways to participate in the event. So you need to bear with me here. Um, but if what I say doesn't make much sense, I really would encourage you to just go on ChatGPT and ask it to give you like a rundown because this is really important. This will help you make more money. So if you tell Kalshi that you want to bet $100 in a certain position, what Kalshi would do is it will put you in, it will purchase $100 worth of contracts. So for example, right now the best ask is at 80 cents. So what it would do is it would calculate for you exactly how many contracts it can buy for you at 80 cents. And so for example, if I were to purchase 100 contracts, $100 worth of contracts at 80 cents, that's 125 contracts because that's $100 divided by 80. Um, so a contract is not a dollar. A contract represents that you will be getting a dollar back if you win. That's what a contract represents. Um, but I really apologize. I really would encourage you to just go on ChatGPT or and just ask it to give you like a brief rundown. Um, this is like probably one of the most important concepts that you need to understand if you're going to participate in these events. But with this to the side, I hope I explained exactly what a how to set the stop loss at least. So as soon as you have a contract uh, submitted and it was filled, you would just simply go to the order book and put where you want your stop loss to be set at. So right over here, mine was at 53. So had the best bid gotten below 53, this would trigger. Here, let's do something. Let's sell this side. So let's sell all positions. And there, we've made some money. We got filled at 88, so we just made like 23, 24 cents. Not bad. Okay, so say I buy in at 65% with 100. Okay, then I want my stop loss at 64%. And I put one contract on 64%. I still get my 98 back. Does it matter the amount of contracts? So I buy it in at 65% with 100 cents or $100. Then I want my stop loss at 64%, and I put one contract. Do I still get my 98 back? Uh, Bear with me a second. Let me just look at this over here. Okay, we're so the price is trending down, so we want to be very careful here. I will not be going in on until we get to the 3 minutes left until event expiration because the price is trending down. Yeah, that's not good. So once again, let me just concentrate on this event, and then I will answer your question. Just bear with me a minute here. So I was going to go in here, but I don't know. I don't feel good about this. And at this point, I don't think I would. Yeah, I'm not going to get filled. So on to your question. Okay, so say I buy in at 65%, okay, with $100. And then I want my stop loss at 64%, and I put one contract on 64%. Do I still get my 98 back? So yes, the amount of contracts matter. So, um, so let's start with, yeah, the amount of contracts matter. So for simplicity's sake, let's say you buy one contract at 65. Let's just start with one and then we'll move on to 100. That means that you spent and so this is similar to you but making a bet with your friend where you tell your friend, I'm going to bet you 65 cents that the next car that passes by the highway is going to be red, right? Now you need another side to fill, you need another side because it has to be a dollar. You guys are going to end up winning a dollar. So you put in 65, he has to put in 35 cents to complete the dollar. So if you win, you will be getting a dollar back, but out of that dollar, 65 cents will be your money. The other 35 cents will be your friend's money. So now, say for example, so you submit that one contract where you put in 65 cents. That's exactly what, when you get filled, that's what we mean. That somebody else on the other side has matched you. They've put in the 35 cents remaining to get to a dollar. So now you set a stop loss at 64 cents. So that's okay. That means that if the market, if the best bid, which I'm not going to go into right now, gets below 64 cents, then immediately um, it's like you just told your friend, okay, I want out of this. And it's going to try to find somebody that wants to buy your contract for 64 cents. Um, and if you find somebody And if they find somebody, then you get 64 cents back and you end up losing 1 penny. Um, However, if they don't find somebody, then it'll go to 63 cents and 62 cents. And that is called slippage. Now, it's the same concept with $100. Now, $100 is not 100 contracts because if you buy 100 contracts uh, um, at 65 cents, that's $65 that it costs you. So, with $100 worth of contract, that's more like $140. You need $140. I'm sorry. With $100, you get 140 contracts, if my math is correct around there. So and now, say for example, you purchase 100 contracts. In the stop loss, you will put in the amount of contracts that you want to sell if the best bid gets to that price. Um, So if you only put one and you have 100 contracts, then 99 contracts are still going to be in the market. You're only going to sell one of your contracts. This opens the door for advanced strategies. Maybe you want to, for example, say 65 cents. You buy 100 contracts at 65 cents. Maybe you would like to sell 50 of your contracts at 64 cents and the other 50 of your contracts at 60 cents. Right, because you're like, I only want to go halfway out of 64 and then I want to be all out at 60 cents. However, if you want to be fully out, then you will enter all the contracts that you have on the market. Um, does that answer your question? I'm not very good at explaining things. So if there's something that you would like me to touch base on, I will be more than happy to do so. Just be patient with me. Good. Okay. That was actually a really good question because when I first started, okay, I see that they have a dollar amount on your program. So because yes, so yeah, so yeah. How do I explain this? So this is fine, and something you should note though is that the dollars doesn't work the same as Kalshi's dollars. Um, so there are a few different ways. I'm sure if you've bet on Kalshi's market, you would have seen these options. You have dollars. Okay, let me answer your question first. So if I buy in at 60% with $50, okay, and I want my stop loss to be at 55%, I just go down and put the stop loss at 55% without entering. No, absolutely not. So then you would enter the amount of contracts. Um, so after you buy in, you will see a number pop up, and that's the amount of contracts that somebody basically decided to take you up on. So if you buy in at 60% with $50, so let's go to dollars and type in $60, $50, 60 cents. That's 83 contracts. So if you have somebody that takes you up, you will see the number 83 here. When you get filled, that means that somebody has decided to take you up on your offer. They've matched you. They matched your 60. with the 40 cents that is required to get to a dollar. Um, so you're going to see 83 because that's how much contracts you can buy with $50. And that's now if you want to set one stop loss and you want to completely get out of the market if the best bid gets to that price, then you would enter 83 because that's your total amount of contracts. Now, if you are referring to the pill where you can enter quick stop loss, then yes, if you go scroll down to the 55 cent mark and select OK, it will submit a stop loss for you at 55. Yes, yes, so that's something that I added. I thought it would be helpful to you guys if I did that. Oh, I'm absolutely, I'm terrible at math. I am terrible at math. Um, yes, so you can see over here, 83 contracts. And then it's saying that estimated $49.80 because, right, 50 divided by $50 divided by 60 cents comes out to $49.80 worth of contracts. So what I was saying, by the way, is that my dollars technically doesn't work the same as Kalshi's dollars. Um, it, why is this? Honestly, I think do me a favor, because I'm not good at. Okay, let me see what you asked. If you didn't want to take no loss, you would enter the max amount of contracts. Exactly. So, um, if you didn't enter a stop loss, then that means that if you so say for example, 100 contracts. Let's say you go in at 70 cents and you set a stop loss at 65 cents for 50 contracts. And then your stop loss triggers and you get out of the market. So what's going to happen to those other 50 contracts? If you lose the event, then that's all gone. You've lost all the 60 cents that you put in. You've lost those 50 contracts that were worth at 60 cents. Which is kind of why in my video I said this is why you're losing money in Kalshi's, because Kalshi doesn't have a stop loss for these events. But however, if you do have stop losses, then you can minimize your losses. But yeah, man, if you can, please learn the difference between these three types of orders. What Midnight Terminal does, all of its orders are limit orders. They're all limit orders. Even the dollars order type, it is limit orders. I do not do I did not I purposely did not implement Kalshi's dollars into my application, because while to you it might seem the same thing, there is a difference. And I will not explain the difference because I do not know how to explain it in a concise manner. Um, so all of the orders in Midnight Terminal, they are limit orders. Um, if possible, I would encourage you when you get a moment, just learn the difference between these three. I'm actually Surprise, these used to be called contracts. Now Kalshi changed it to shares. Yeah. Oh, maybe I shouldn't call it contracts. Maybe I should call it shares because now they call it shares, but they're really contracts. Yes, right. You are now entering into like a really deep rabbit hole, and you will understand why limit orders are better than dollars. But there's going to be a time where it's going to dawn to you. Um, like once you really understand the difference, you'll understand why you really only want to deal with shares or limit orders. Dollars are for they're kind of for people that don't know the difference. But if you want to make money, do understand the difference. Me and Kalshi, we handle limit orders the same way. What we handle difference is dollar orders. Because my dollar orders are basically limit orders, disguised as dollar orders. The difference is, right, once again, I may not explain this very well. Please bear with me a moment. Let me just participate in this event and then I'll answer your question. Okay, so, okay, we're getting bearish candlestick. Okay, let's go in. Let's see if we get filled. I did not get filled. Okay, I got filled. So let's set a stop loss at 88. Okay, nice. Let's set a stop loss at 91. Okay. Okay, bearish. Oh my lord. So we're at 695. Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Okay. So we are pretty good right now. Okay. So we won. All right. What is the difference between Kalshi's limit order and yours? We operate, our limit orders are exactly the same way. What is different is the dollar orders. So going back to that previous example with you and your friend. Say for example, you bet with your friend that the next car that passes by on the highway will be the color red. You will bet him 60 cents and he will bet you 40 cents. And that's Great, because it completes your dollar. Now, say for example, you have 10 friends that will also be willing to give you 40 cents if you put in the other 60 cents. Great. So now you have 10 contracts at 60 cents. Now, what if you want to get another contract at 60 cents? Um, but there's nobody to take you up. Well, you could say, what if I offer 61 cents and the other person does 39 cents? Um, you look around and you don't find anybody. Okay. What about 62 cents and somebody does 38 cents? Oh, okay. You find somebody. Great. And that is the difference between that's so you see but so you saw how initially you wanted to go to find somebody to match you at 60 cents. Um, that's basically a limit order. But um, a dollar order is basically you telling Kalshi, if nobody fills me in at 60 cents, I want you to try to just find me somebody. Find me anybody that wants to match me up with anything. So Kalshi could put you in at 62 cents, or 63 cents, or 64 cents, or 65 cents. And this is not good because you don't have any control. For all you know, the next best order is at 99 cents. So you put in 99 cents and somebody else puts in 1 penny. But you might say, am I really risking 99 cents to make 1 penny? You might not feel like that's worth it. But because you submitted a dollar order and you told Kalshi, I just want to get in this market, I don't care what price, that's what ends up happening. Um, so that's not, really, that's not good. That's called slippage, and that's not something you really want when you're trading. And that's what limit orders address. A limit order says, for example, I have it on 99.1 for reasons I'm not going to get into. But a limit order says I do not want to match with anybody if they're asking for anything higher than 99.1. Yeah. So that's what a limit order does, and so that's what a dollar does. My dollar orders, all they do is they take in the amount of money you put in. So say for example you want to put in $100, and you tell your limit order what you don't want to be um what's the maximum amount that you're willing to put in. So in our example, if you did 60 cents, that means that if any if anybody if nobody will match 40 cents to your 60, you don't want to go in until somebody does. That's what a limit order is called. That's what a limit order is. Yeah, yeah. But once again, I would encourage you to please check out Ask ChatGPT or AI or any YouTube videos on the difference between these orders because they will be able to explain it better than I can. Technically, if you wait until the very end, right before this other section opens, and you hurry up and put in an order for 1 cent at $100. If you wait until the very end and right before this other section opens. Are you saying in the next event if you want to put in uh I apologize. I wasn't on I didn't quite understand the question. If you wait until the very end, all right, until event expiration. And right before this other section opens up, could you elaborate if by other section you mean the next event? And you hurry up and put in an order for 1 cent at $100. Will that work that way too? So you're basically asking if before the next event opens, if you're able to put in um, contracts in the order book. Is is that your question? Because if that is your question, the answer is unfortunately, as far as I'm aware of, you can't you can't do this. So let's see. So 26th of July. So the next event will be 45. So this one starts in 21 minutes, right? And you see, it doesn't let you trade. Unfortunately, it does not let you enter this. Um, and any orders that we put in this event do not carry to the next event. So every time um, a new event starts, like at 1 second you hurry, like at 1 second you hurry, uh, okay, you hurry and put an order for whichever side, yes or no, for 1 cent. Okay, so you're basically asking, when you say the 1 second mark, right? You're saying, okay, well, if I'm at the 1 second mark, and that means that pretty much that side, whichever side is going to win. Uh, Give me a second, I just have to. Okay. So are you asking once we can like by I'm guessing by the 1 second mark you meant that uh, it's all but confirmed that that side is going to win. Therefore, why don't you just put in all the money you have because that side is going to win? Your is that what you're asking? So for over here, if there's 1 second left, and over here, we can see if there's 1 second left and the chart looks like this, then we know that the no side is going to win. You're asking what's stopping us from entering $100? So I'll go in. I'm not sure if I will get filled. Um, yeah, so you hurry and put in an order for whichever side, yes or no. Yeah, but what is your end goal over here, right? You have to, so, okay. The start of the next event, so at the very second it starts, you put in $1 to win. Uh, you know, uh, yeah, that's, you're absolutely right. That is a strategy. However, um, that is why when you look at the order book, you would very often see. See, so you will very often see, for example, there are not just $20,000 worth of contracts over here at the point 1 cent. A lot of people do that strategy. At the very second it starts, you put $1 to win 1,000. If it goes up to 50%, like making, well, um, so let's think about this for a moment, logically, right? When the event starts, you start at 50-50. It starts at 50 cents, 50 cents. So if you put if you put $1 to win it, you wouldn't be getting, you would be spending, right? If you want to like immediately go in at the beginning, you would, oh, give me a second. I got filled. I don't know why, but somebody must think that the price is going to. So let's set this at 88. 90. Yeah, this is actually a little risky because we are seeing an upwards trend. Up, oh, but we're at the 30-second mark, so we should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I think it really helps if you think about it as you, like, just pick your best friend, right? And you guys are betting on whether or not Bitcoin is going to be above or below a price. Your friend is not going to take stupid bets. It's not like a casino where you're kind of playing against, this like entity without a face. You are playing against other people, other physical people. And so they're not going to do stupid things. If they make us a decision, it's because um, it is there's a reason for it, basically. So um, I think if we approach any strategy we have with that one, like, okay, would my friend fall for this strategy? Why would he fall for this strategy? If you can answer that question, like, I think that's when you can decide whether or not the strategy is worth investigating. Um, yeah, it starts at 50-50 and then see over here, right? Now it's at 53. Um, okay, so let me update my thing over here. 874. So guys, I this will be my last event, the 9:45 p.m. event, and then I'm going to head off. I still can't believe, wow, 3 hours. Those 3 hours went by fast. Do 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 do. Let me update the profit text. Now, there are some events where you are able to place orders. Like, so for example, if you go here and you go to crypto, hmm and you go to the 1 hour events, and look at this one, Bitcoin price today at 10 p.m. And then you come over here. So this is an hourly market, hourly event, I mean. Every hour there's a new event. What you're able to do is you can select this calendar over here. And you can go to the, well, how do we get to the 11 p.m. event? Oh, because this is a daily event. Oh no, this is an hourly. That's weird. Well, I know if you go over here to the calendar and you select July 6th, you're able to bet on this event over here, which is in the future. And other people are doing that right now. So you're going to see the order book shifting. But not for the 15-minute market. Maybe there is, but no, there isn't, right? No. Today, see, you're only able to see the previous events. That's crazy. $200,000 worth of volume. If I buy on your website, am I able to sell the same thing I bought on your website? Of course you can. Right, all this so when you go on the website and you enter your API keys, it's basically I'm kind of like a middleman between you and Kalshi. So, right, you could go to Kalshi and place an order. Or if you do it with my program, all I'm doing is making the order on your behalf. So, for example, right here, let's submit a um, let's submit an order over here. Right, I'm gonna place an order for $1. See, it got filled, right? So now I can go to Kalshi. I can go to crypto. Do, 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 do. I can go to 15 minutes. I can go here. And then look at what you see, right? It's the order that I submitted in Midnight Terminal. And I can go here and I can go to sell. So I go sell and it's asking me to confirm. And then I review sell, submit sell. And let's see, nobody has bought it for me. Oh, it's because I did a limit price. Okay. So let's go ahead and do an shares, which I mean, it's kind of review sell. You already have an outstanding order to. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's because I set a limit order. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is that yes, to answer your question, yes. So let's cancel this order. And then your order was, so now we go here, we sell one share, and we do, and we review sell. What do you mean I have an outstanding order? This is why I can't stand this website. It's very clunky. That's why I prefer my terminal, but I am a little biased. So we go here. See, now it's not there. So now if I review sell, and I submit sell. Okay, order received and queued for processing, and completed. It sold at 93 cents, and there we go. It was sold. So yeah. So basically, yes. You don't. You are able to do something fancy like purchase 100 contracts on Kalshi and then come back to Midnight Terminal and sell it. But um, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the why you would do that. It's probably better to just stick to one platform to prevent any issues. So let me go ahead and update this over here. So 65, 77. And of course, you're very welcome. Thank you for accompanying me in this stream. It made the it made time go by pretty fast. So once again, guys, I'm going to participate in this event, and then I'll be ending the stream. So we made about $9 in 3 hours. Yeah, once again, this is the slow part. Getting to 100, then getting to 200. But you guys saw from the previous streams that once I got to 150, 160, things really started to pick up the pace. So I'm positive that had we not experienced that setback, we probably would have been at 300 right now. But that's okay. It's a learning experience. I was even thinking, right? So usually my plan is once I get to 1000, just flat bet that 1000, which means that I won't be betting more than $1,000, and any money that I make, um, I'll just take for myself, right? Just withdraw it. But I don't know because lately the volume on the 15-minute market has been really, really good. Um, Before when I first started doing this around April, May, volume was usually like 100, $200,000. The event is not even over and we're at $500,000. And that was the reason why I stayed at 1000 because I wouldn't get filled all that much when I would usually get partially filled. They would say you know somebody you've been filled at 400 contracts and 400 contracts, right? But now with so much volume, it could make sense to maybe right, continue going to 1500 or $2,000, which would be great because that means that every time I get fully filled and I win the event, that's a minimum of $18 that I'll be making per event. So that's about $80 an hour. Now, here is like the golden scenario, the best thing that could happen to me. We get a 5 minute event. Because my strategy works, my strategy is for when the event is less than 5 minutes. That means that I could triple my winnings every hour. So imagine something like that. That is $240 an hour if I'm flat betting $2,000, which would be insane. But let's see. Kalshi has been focusing a lot on their perps, so I'm not sure if they would release something like that because it might clutter up their it might clutter up their all the um all the events that they have, all the markets. I would love a 5-minute event, but I don't know if they would ever do that. And I don't want to participate in Polymarket's 5-minute events. Okay, okay, so da 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 da. Bullish candlestick forming. Nope, bullish candlestick went away. Um, we have 2 minutes and 50. Wow, that's pretty bad actually. Um, we're seeing a downward trend happen. Bearish candlesticks are starting to form. Very close to the strike price. Might be a very close event. Let's be okay. It's curving, so let's see what happens. 663. Okay, okay. We're at the 2-minute mark. Okay, okay, okay. We're seeing a change in direction. Okay, come on. Okay. Nice. Come on. Form another candlestick. Okay. Might have to go in soon. Okay, oof. Okay. Come on. We need the candlestick to squeeze up and then like a confirmation candle. Okay? So, no. We're seeing a sideways pattern. I don't like it, especially so close to the strike price. Yeah, I can't go in on this one, guys. That's too risky. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay, let's go in. Let's set a stop loss quickly. And if we lose, well, it shouldn't be too much. Let's be aggressive. 90 cents, 91 cents. Let's remove the 88. Okay. Market has settled on the side. And we've won this one. Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and update our tracker. Hmm. Nice. So yeah, uh, pretty decent stream, right? The winnings are smaller compared to the previous streams, but this is really because right, we're betting with a much smaller balance. So, and you know what? We were able to get $99. We went from 57 to 66 in 3 hours. That means theoretically, what we need $30 more to go. So in about 9 hours, we would ideally get back to 100, but maybe like 12 or 13. We got very lucky with the first event that we participated in because we made $5 there. So I would guess maybe 12 hours, 13 hours, assuming no major setbacks. But good stream, guys. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for joining, guys. And I do have to say this at the end of every stream, right? I am not a financial advisor. I am not a full-time trader. Um, Please take all of my advice with a grain of salt. The grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to do anything. Um, right? Like I said, I barely know what I'm doing. I'm figuring things out as I go. If you do put in money in these events in Kalshi, you will lose money. That is a given. There is no strategy that says that you will win. You will lose money. The goal is to try to find a strategy where you make more money than what you lose. And that is what this stream is about. That is what I'm trying to find. So please only risk money that you can lose, that you're okay with losing. Uh, Last stream I went from 260 to $57 and I was a little bit sad, but I was more intrigued by the fact that it happened. I'm still able to pay all of my bills. Um, I'm still able to take care of all of my responsibilities because this is money that I'm okay with losing. So please only risk money that you can afford to lose. That being said, guys, I will see you in the next stream. Have a great day, have a good night, and take care. Thank you.